and autism. I just finished a documentary. That documentary, and by the way, any of you come to my office, I'll give you a free copy of my documentary, Autism Made in USA or Vaccination. I didn't get them in time to bring them up here, but they're there now. You come by any time, just walk up and say, I want a copy, they'll give it to you free. When I was doing the research over 7.5 years for Autism Made in USA, I had a chance to interview more than 1,100 parents. Every single parent said the same thing. I had a normal developing child until the day of the vaccine. Then there was inconsolable crying, there was high fever, and then my child went into that dark place and we haven't been able to retrieve them. But when I looked at the scientific literature, the FDA, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the AMA, all said there is no connection between thimerosal and autism. I said, then something is wrong. Then they came out with this official report this year. The New York Times, Dr. Gupta, everyone said the evidence is overwhelming. There is no association between thimerosal. An official panel of 15 scientists objectively concluded after a careful review of the scientific literature, no connection. I thought, how could that be? I got a copy of the actual report. What did I find? 9 of the 15 scientists said there was a connection. None of them had a pharmaceutical connection. 6 said there was not a connection between thimerosal and autism. All of them had a financial connection. And 2 were undecided. That meant the majority, 62% of the actual scientists said there was association. That's how powerful American corporations are in controlling what we hear. They lied to you, they lied, and shame on the New York Times for all the resources you have, for the good reporting you have done, for missing this one. You've allowed American women to be served up on the altar of the pharmaceutical industry's profit base, and that's wrong. No more using American women's bodies as profit centers. For 35 years, you've been giving women synthetic hormone replacement therapy to turn off hot flashes, and any chiropractor, any nutritionist here, Dr. Einstein, Michael Schachter knows full well you can turn off hot flashes with glucose, squalene vine, passion flower, Vitex, natural hormone replacement, natural herbs. You can turn it off. You can remineralize a woman's bones with boron and calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. You don't need hormone replacement therapy, but you will give women this: heart attack, stroke, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and dementia at 13%, and 10 million women using it. We are putting 1.3 million women's lives at risk so that a company can make more profit. And I say, enough profiting off women's bodies. Women should take back their bodies. Take back your children's bodies, because your children are nothing more than another profit stream. And finally, I wanted to see, how did this all come to be? There's some missing pieces. So I went to the scientific literature, I went to the law reviews, I went to LexisNexis with a team of lawyers that work for me full-time in New York City, and I said, is there a connection? They came back with 131,000 lawsuits settled, and 10 times that amount that were settled with no amount given because of financial non-disclosure, confidentiality agreements that showed that more than $273 billion had been paid out in judgments by pharmaceutical companies. They have been found to have price fixed, lied, hid information about faulty drugs, ghost-written articles. Every dark, dirty, criminal act you can commit, they've done, and they've done it thousands of times. And these are also your vaccine makers. Now, I got a question. If you're trusting a child's body, your body, to the nobility, the decency, and the integrity of a vaccine maker, and no one looks in their background, and this person has been a serial offender, they have lied, they've committed crimes, they've been found guilty of those crimes, it's a matter of public record, and you then say, we're going to trust your integrity, this vaccine has been tested for safety and efficacy, so that we're going to put it in 300 million people. And in New York State, we're going to insist it goes into 60,000 current healthcare workers. Out of 19 million people, up to 500,000 in New York State are mandatorily required to take it. And in New Jersey, every kid every year has to get a flu vaccine or the girls a Gardasil vaccine. Then you're not doing your homework. And I'm telling this governor, if you can hear me, this is a message for you. You used to work for these creeps. You worked for the people on Wall Street. That's how you made your money. I'm saying stop listening to the drug companies. Stop listening to the criminals on Wall Street, your former partners. Listen to the people of New Jersey, the people put you in office, where they should kick his worthless ass out of office. Stop fucking up to these people. You have one of the most criminally intent legislatures in the country. Get rid of the criminals in your state house. I'm not afraid to look criminals in the eyes. People have been coerced. People take bribes. People only listen to the drug companies. It's time you actually had a few honest legislatures in this state, because your life is worth it. So the next time a doctor says you must have that vaccine, you say, if I give this vaccine, will you give me a written guarantee that if my child is not protected or my child gets sick, you'll give me $1 million? If they're that confident in the safety and efficacy of the vaccine, why did they ask for complete identification so you can't sue them? Why did they bury all the research of their ingredients so you don't know because of proprietary? Why did they hide bad studies? Why did they lie to us repeatedly? And now we know they are criminal offenders. So A, they are criminals. We have the records. They've settled lawsuits. They've lied. They've deceived. And those are the people your governor and your legislature and our CDC and our FDA are trusting, and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the rest of you lazy ass punks are not willing to come out of your stupid little offices and do your homework like real journalists should. Screw you, New York Times! That's it. Thank you.
We're attached here. Gary's behind the lawsuit. He's hiring lawyers. He's mobilizing people. He's actually taking it to the people, and he's making change. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you for coming. Okay, you guys, we're going to wrap it up with the last section, which is activists, parent activists. We're going to be telling you the story about how parent activism is changing the shape of society through the tools and levers we have to influence the system and to have this issue tried in the court of public opinion. I'd like to introduce Lisa Rudley. Lisa is a health practitioner who practices homotoxicology, but she's an amazing, amazing parent advocate. She's a parent of 3. 2 of them are vaccine injured. Lisa shows up, she walks the talk. Thank you very much for being here, my dear friend Lisa.